Traffic is awful, isn't it, when you're driving a car? But is there any benefit to it when you're driving an electric car, like our IONIQ Electric? Let's talk about it in this video.
Electrical efficiency. Zero tailpipe.
So this video is a kind of follow-on to the previous video about how low people go in their electric cars before they charge the battery, how low in state of charge terms, and a previous video about coasting, to highlight some things that it might be a bit different in the way you think about driving an electric car, based on how it works, from driving a petrol and diesel car. Now I think actually encountering traffic on a longer trip is one of these things. In a petrol or diesel car, I would just be trying to go as fast as possible. Traffic would be a nuisance. That would mean I have to be going up and down the gears, clutching, declutching, feeling like I'm wasting petrol by creeping along in nose to tail traffic and so on. An electric car is different. The kind of efficiency characteristics are different. So actually, I still wouldn't say that I look forward to seeing traffic, so maybe joy of traffic is a bit overdoing it, that's the name of this video, but certainly I've contented myself that a lower average speed can actually be a good thing if you have to encounter it in an electric car. So as I mentioned in the previous video, I had to go from my home to my parents and then drive around some things there and then back again recently, so this added up to about 500 miles across about 4 days. A 200-mile leg, or about 320 kilometers there, and then about the same back. Now this should be a fairly straightforward thing in a car that has about a sort of 130-mile kind of nominal range, so about 210 kilometers nominal range, like our IONIQ Electric. It should just be a matter of going, sort of from where I live, one charge after about 100 miles, and then to where I get to, where I know with my parents that I have destination charging, which was the 3-pin granny cable charging, as I mentioned previously. I've never quite been able to do it in terms of that kind of, set off, charge in the middle, and then reach the destination. One of the reasons for this is the reliability of the charging networks, and of course also their scarcity, so not knowing that the one's going to definitely be available whenever you get to your kind of midpoint in the trip. But this recent one, I did push it and managed it in 2 charging stops, one short and one longer. So for each roughly 200-mile, 320-kilometer legs. I think that this was made possible, and the numbers kind of bear me out here, as we'll look at in a minute, by the fact that there was traffic on both ways. So a lot more traffic going down to my parents, and a lower average speed because of that, and a higher efficiency, which meant I could skip a charger. I could actually take a shorter route where it was a long leg that I was unsure that I was going to be able to make. And as opposed to going a kind of longer route that I knew that there was a charger on, or 2 chargers actually, rapid chargers on the motorway, the highway, that I could make the destination. I zeroed the trip meter for the the efficiency, the miles per kilowatt hour, before doing this leg, this outbound leg. So we see here the 202 miles was at 6.2 miles per kilowatt hour. 6.2 miles per kilowatt hour over a 202 mile, roughly sort of 320 kilometer journey. That's quite some efficiency. So then also with the return leg, having had this positive experience going down, I thought, well, let's charge as little as possible on the way back. Still, the ideal would be depart, charge once, and arrive when you're doing sort of 200 to 240 kind of miles or something, that the car should be able to do. So the return trip was longer then, it was 211 miles, and for this one we managed only 5 miles per kilowatt hour, which is still pretty good over that kind of distance going on motorways and highways. But this was mainly because we had a higher average speed. So this screen here is a bit wrong because I didn't zero the particular trip meter here. As I set off, I missed 0.7 miles. So it was about 211 miles, and the average speed was 49 miles an hour on this one. So the other one was 41 miles an hour, this is 49 miles an hour, and it was 4 hours 39 minutes actual driving time. Again, that doesn't include charging. So that was kind of about a 10-minute charge and a longer kind of 35-minute charge. So the moral of the story then seems to be that if you're going to get caught in traffic like this, on a trip like this, and have lower average speed, it's better to be caught in one in an electric car, because again, I don't know exactly where the sweet spot is. Please comment on where the ideal speed to be kind of stuck at an average speed. Better to be in an electric car because your efficiency is likely to go up, and you'll possibly be able to skip a scheduled charging stop and do more miles than you anticipated you'd do, and end up probably with an overall shorter journey time. Now, I know there are people like Beyond Nylon that have got this down, they've mastered the art of calculating exactly when they have to charge and so on a trip. I'm just kind of finding my way with new experiences like this, where I decide to, you know, not play it safe and skip a charger and so on, which is fairly new for me doing these kind of things. And with the IONIQ electric, with its high efficiency, that seems to be playing out okay. So I think in future, I'm going to be trying more of this and actually having more confidence in the range of the car, similar to the point I was making about, you know, running it down lower than I typically would do. And, you know, just kind of trust in the car and trust in the kind of, particularly when there's lower average speed because of traffic, that I'm going to be able to go further than I thought. So thanks for watching this video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and bye for now.